Hi Flosstube, I'm Pam. Welcome to my channel, Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. This is Flosstube number 28, and today is Monday, April 26th. If you are just finding my channel for the first time, welcome. I hope you stay a while. I hope you come back for the next one, or the next three, or however many you like to watch. Anyway, my point being, this is a channel about cross stitch where I show you guys what I've been working on mostly. And things I've bought, which was none this week. There is no haul. And yeah, that sort of thing. If you are new to Flosstube and new to cross stitch in general, I keep a glossary in my show notes in the description box below, where I loosely define all the acronyms and sort of weird terms we use that maybe you don't understand or haven't heard of before, and you're like, what the heck is a WIP? What kind of channel have I got myself into? And then you're like, oh, it means works in progress, and that makes sense. Yeah, so there's a glossary down there in the description box. I apparently am gonna play with all the things on the table today. What else? Oh, you know what I forgot to mention last video is the ads. So I had asked you 2 videos ago, I had discovered that YouTube was putting ads on my channel, unbeknownst to me. So I asked you guys to let me know if you were I am touching all the things. Anyway, I asked you folks to let me know if you were seeing ads when you watched my video. And what appears to be happening is YouTube can put ads on non-monetized channels. It's in their terms of service. So I have no control over that. And it looks like for about the first 24 hours after my video was posted, I mean, I wasn't clocking it, but loosely the first 24 hours, you can watch the video and you won't see an ad. And then YouTube starts popping them on there. It looked in my loose survey of my commenters that the people who saw it within the first day and a half did not see any videos. And then after that, folks started saying that they saw some videos. So unfortunately, I have no control over that. I really wish there were no ads on my channel, but it is what it is. So that was a little bit of an update on that. Also, Hawk Run Hollow, the next stitch together. If you are stitching a Hawk Run Hollow piece, or you're planning on starting one, you want to start it with me, that would be awesome. The next one that I'm hosting, the next Zoom that I'm hosting is Saturday, May 1st. So that's this Saturday coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern, and that's United States time zones. I don't know if other countries call theirs like Eastern, and Eastern US. So if you're interested, if you have a Hawk Run Hollow, you want to stitch with us, make sure that you fill out the Google form in the description box below. There are 2 Google forms in the description box. One is a Happy Mail form for my giveaways, which I don't have one this week, but look for a few in May. We'll talk about that in plans. So there's one for that, so I don't have to chase you down for addresses. And then there's also one called Hawk Run Hollow Stitch Together. So that'll be the one if you're interested in stitching together with us on Saturday. Make sure you fill out that. If you've already filled it out, if you filled it out for the last one, you don't have to do it again. I'll send you an email, and then if you can make it, you can make it, and if you can't, you can't. I think that's how we're gonna work it for now. All right, we're on to sorry, I've got notes. My little bullet journal with my notes. Even with notes, I still forget to say things. Like last week, as soon as I finished the video, I forgot to talk about the ads. I'm not gonna film another video, and I don't wanna do editing. I know I said that I was gonna figure out the editing thing this year, but you know what? The year's not over yet, and I haven't figured it out, and I just don't have time right now. So it is that. That's it. Okay, we're on to the life update portion of this channel. I swear we will get to some stitching. My vaccine, that was the big deal in the last video. Thank you everyone who wished me well on my second vaccine. It was good. Sore arm. The first 24 hours, I was, a little tired, a little headachy. The second 24 hours, I had some mild flu-like symptoms. So I had some, aches and some chills and a little bit of a elevated temp. But then 48 hours after that, 48 hours from my second vaccine dose, I was totally fine, back to normal. Still a little sore arm, not anymore, but the sore arm lasted a few days. My husband had the same experience as I did. And it was, I would do it again. It was good. So now I'm so excited. We are officially a fully vaccinated household. We're just waiting for our 2 weeks post second vaccine. And then all the wild parties. No, not really. First of all, that's not cool right now. Second of all, I'm not a wild party kind of gal, if you can't tell. Yeah. I'm mostly a little introverted and a lot shy. And I know that seems, we're going to go off on a side tangent. I swear, if you're watching my channel for the first time, I will show cross stitch. I will. We'll get there. I promise. People say to me a lot, oh, I could never make videos. I used to sell LuLaRoe back 2 or 3 years ago. And people would say that to me all the time. Oh, I could never do a live sale. It's, I think, much easier as an introverted person for me to talk to you there's I don't know, 900 of you subscribing now. I can talk to you because I can't see your faces. You put me in a room with 10 other people and I'm going to be the quietest one there. And I know that seems bizarre because I'm chatting to you like we're besties, and it's much easier to talk to a camera than it is to talk to a bunch of people. So when you do Zoom with me and I'm quieter than you think I'm going to be, that's why, because I'm not an extrovert at all. Okay. Back to life updates. Also this past week, my middle guy turned 21. My guys are growing up. It's very sad for me. So we had a really low-key birthday. I made him dirt cake. Dirt cake is not a cake. It's like a pudding Oreo trifle situation, and we call it dirt cake. And my 2 boys ask for it for everything. So they ask for it at Christmas time and their birthdays and Easter and any sort of barbecue we're going to, they always want dirt cake. My cat is playing with something. I don't know if you can hear it, but if you hear a ruckus, it's a feline. And then he got a board game for his birthday. So we played can you hear that? We played the board game a few times over the past few days. It's a good one. El Dorado is the name of it. Anyway, okay, that's it. Life updates, administrative stuff, done. We're going to talk about stitching. I shouldn't have spent so much time talking about non-stitching things because I have a lot of stuff to talk about when we get to plans. I only worked on 3 things this week. As always, until this stitch along is finished, I stitched on the pixels that made us. And I finished, or I should say I mostly finished, the letter A. So letter A, well, letter G is done. And now letter A is done, except I was missing a color in here. So I still need to fix that and then backstitch in that one section. But G and A is done. And if this is the first time you're seeing this one, really quickly, this is the Pixels That Made Us. It is by pixstitch. I have the information linked below. It is a charity chart. So you make a donation to the charity called Child's Play, and then you email the creator of this pattern, and he starts sending you the emails. It comes out weekly. It's 20 parts, and it's going to spell the word gamer. And each letter, I said this was going to be quick, and it's not. Each letter has characters from a different entertainment system. So this is Nintendo. This is the 3 Game Boys. And then M, which starts today, as soon as, this is what I'm working on, actually that's probably not true. I have to take the dog to the vet today. But when I get back from the vet, I am starting the letter M. Letter M is going to be the arcade character. So apparently it's gonna be 30 years of arcade characters. So can't wait to start working on that. I am stitching this on 16 count white Aida, like the kind that comes in a tube from Michael's. Is that Charles Craft or something like that? Okay, put that away. Done. And then I got out Tree of Magic by Barbara Anna, which is a kit that you can get from Nitka Moscow. And I don't know if you still can, but earlier last week, I received an email from Nitka Moscow letting me know that their kits were back in stock. So if you have been looking for any of their kits, they might still have some. Hold on, let me get out the little, I know I'm gonna forget to put this in the description box. On Instagram, this is them on Instagram. That's how I've gotten a hold of them. They have a website too. I'm assuming if you Google Nitka Moscow, it will come up and you'll be fine. Yeah, so here I am. I started working on this. I don't remember if you saw it. I think this was done the last time you saw it. So now I've worked over here. That little house on the hill is so cute. I'm just gonna give this a little pause right here and a little smile so I can screenshot it later. Yeah, so really excited about this. It's super cute, that little dog. I'm gonna get it up close. This, I think so far is maybe my favorite section. I really enjoy doing that little hill. Yeah, so this is being stitched. It's the fabric that came in the kit. It's a 32 count Zweigart linen. I don't know like what the color is or anything like that. I feel like I'm forgetting to talk about important things. And then yesterday was the 25th. And on the 25th, I get out my Christmas stitching. Oops. Which is, at the moment, I'm stitching Oh Christmas Tree by All Through the Night. And I'm doing everything called for. So I think it is 30 count putty by Weeks Dye Works. And then the floss is Olive Green Valdani. I didn't get a ton. I didn't get a ton done. So I finished this branch right here, which I had started the last time. Sorry, I'm not an ironer. Never gonna iron for my floss tubes, unless it's a finish, and then I'll iron. So yeah, it's starting to grow on me. I wasn't sure if I liked it at first, but this is one of those that I think when I finish it, I'll probably stitch it again. I have ideas on, I'm thinking this would be really pretty on a white opalescent with a brighter green, and then all of the little doodads that aren't trees, like the little Quaker things, and then the birds and stuff, I would do in different colors. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe when I get this one finished, I'll frame it and maybe I'll donate it to my church fair for a raffle. And then I will stitch another one that's brighter and more sparkly for me, because I've decided I'm brighter and more sparkly than prim and tone on tone. These are things you learn about yourself on your stitching journey. Hold on, coffee time. Okay, and then I decided, so I got out all of my, I was making my, so maybe this comes a little bit into plans. I was making my plans for May. And so I had gotten out all of my whips and I was trying to decide on which ones I was going to try to meet goals for. So for May, I'm going to do Motivated May. It is exactly like Lindy Stitch's Stitch Sania, which is her like play on mania, but I prefer not to use the term mania or sania. So I've renamed mine, or I guess I've renamed Stephanie from Lindy Stitch's Stitch Sania. I've renamed it Motivated May. Yeah, so anyway, for Motivated May, my plan is I get one free start the first weekend of May, and then after that, Monday through Friday, I have to meet a goal. And then if I meet that goal on the weekend following that, I can do a new start. So potentially I will meet 4 goals in May, and there will be 5 new starts. So I got out all my whips, trying to decide what was feasible to, I was really hoping to get some finishes. So what was feasibly close to being a finish, so that I could get a new start. And I forgot one of the things I need to show you. We might have some hold music later in a little bit while I run and get something. And in that process, I discovered that I had a whip that I just am not loving. My stitches are bad. I don't think I'm loving the fabric. I decided to UFO it. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it right in the trash. So that project would be the letter H, Letters from Nora by Nora Corbett. This is what it's supposed to look like. I'm not happy with it. I was doing it on 32 count Petals in the Wind by Seraphim Fabrics, which is a really pretty fabric. I think it's wrong for this. Like, I don't like her yellow dress on it. And I mean, I guess it's not that bad looking in the camera. I mean, I am very close to being done, but I don't like her. I really wish I had done her skin 1/1. Like, that's some bad stitching. I don't like the way the back stitch looks. And maybe I wasn't understanding, like the back stitch says, hold on, you know, all skin with 1 ply of Wisconsin woods, which I think I did. Like her arm and her face, that's 1 ply. I didn't even get to her leg. And then, but all other backstitch with 2 ply, which to me says down her dress, but that looks so bulky and yucky. But it seems silly to waste all those stitches, right? All right, so here's my question. Because the H and all the vine like around the H does not look bad. Do I take her out? Do I unpick her all the way out, restitch her with the skin 1/1 and maybe a different dress color? And if so, what dress color? Blue? Would blue look pretty on here? Okay, see, I'm glad we could talk about this, because when I'm taking it out and I'm showing it on camera, it really doesn't look that bad. She does. I'm not happy with this. And I know I messed up somewhere in here and I can't figure it out. I'm gonna do that. Maybe a pink dress. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna unpick her. And if it doesn't completely ruin the fabric, because that feels like a lot of stitches to take out, then I'll restitch her. All right, she's not going in the trash. I'll give her another chance. Just maybe not for a few months. Because it seems silly. Doesn't it seem silly? I really like the H. I just don't love her. All right, opinions, I'm gonna want them. All right, so that brings me to plans, because there's no haul this week. Plans. This was my Motivated May plans. There was a lot of writing involved. Okay, so this weekend, I get a new start, and it is a freebie because it's May. And that is going to be Arranging the KitchenAids by Ink Circles. I am really, really excited to do this. I wanted to start this without having to meet a goal. So this gets to be my free start. Then next week, I'm just gonna do this briefly because I mean, we chat weekly. You don't need to like know the details on everything right now. First goal, I have one May project from last year. So I did the same thing last year, same premise, same everything. And so last May, I started Summer by the Cricut Collection. And so this is the only May start last year that has not been finished. So my goal for next week is to get it finished. So I have to put an S and a U in there and do all of like the little back stitching that I haven't done yet and the other letters. So the S and the U, and then all of the back stitching, and then this will be done. So if I meet that goal, I can start, hold on, trying to keep everything together. If I meet that goal, which would be very exciting, I can start Beach Dance. So no, I can't. That's the following. What can I start? Oh yes, Beach Dance. It's like my brain is not working. So this is Beach Dance by Lindy Stitches, and which feels appropriate. I'll be finishing a summer one and starting a summer one. And then I'm using Stephanie's idea for how she does her May plans. So it feels appropriate to stitch a Stephanie Webb design. And I'm gonna change it a little bit though. I kind of want it to feel more like red, white, and blue. So instead of like the purple, pink flowers, I think they're gonna be more red toned. But other than that, it's gonna be the same. So that'll be a start, one of my starts. And then the week after that, my goal is to finish Tree of Magic. I didn't talk about this week's plans. I jumped right into May. Holy moly. This week, my plans are to finish this section of the gamer style that came out today, and then to finish branch 4 of the Tree of Magic, which is super close to being a finish. And then I need to prep the May block for Hawk Run Hollow so that I can be ready to stitch with you all on Saturday. And yeah, so then in May, the second week, my plan is to finish Tree of Magic altogether. So it will be a finish. I know we'll be sad that we won't get to see it all the time anymore, but it will hang on my wall, and I'm very pleased about that. And so if I get that finished, and that might be a bit of a stretch, so we'll see. But if that one gets finished, then I get to start Hey Pumpkin by It's So Emma, which this was a kit that I won from Dawn Marie from DM's Crafty Vortex. And so I'm going to start it. Also, because I'm going to be with Dawn Marie, I think the day that I can start this. So it feels appropriate. What does it look like? So that is what it's gonna look like. So I'll get a little jump on my fall stitching. And the last goal of the month that I would have to meet is Personal is Political by Lindy Stitches. And I mean, this is close. This is so close to a finish. Hold on, there's so much fabric, by the way. Like, so much fabric for this teeny tiny little thing I'm stitching up here. So like, I am very close. Very close. I just have like the doodad. I gotta finish the butterfly a little bit, and then I got the doodads down here to do. I mean, I guess that's probably like 50% because I gotta finish the border too. But I think I can get that done in the couple of days at the end of the week that I'll have to do it. So, and then when I finish that, put that in. Oh, I forgot one. Okay, that's because I have to put you on hold. But when I finished that, I thought, well, it'll be time to start a new Bendy Stitchy. Did I say Lindy Stitches for Personal is Political? I feel like I did. It's Bendy Stitchy if I said it wrong. I am going to start Bendy Stitchy's A Very Hildy Yule. I love Hildy, by the way. I think she's adorable. So I will be starting that. Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold for 30 seconds. You guys time it, okay? I have no idea if that will come true or not. What time is it right now? We'll see what happens. Putting you on hold as I run across my kitchen. And then I'm grabbing my project that's right here. And I'm on my way back. I think this is gonna be less than 30 seconds. Okay, here I am. Hi everyone, did you miss me? Okay, last goal. This is probably the biggest stretch. I would like, so for the last week in May, I would like to get the frame done on Animal Crossing. So I don't have a picture, but there is a lot of frame that comes all the way around. I've got to finish my little counting. Here we go. I don't want to lose you. Hold on. Time out. I have to finish all those. Oh, wow, that did weird things to my color. I need to finish all the little boxes and the frame around the edges. So, I mean, that's a lot. This one's a stretch. I'm not sure that this is going to happen. But even if it doesn't, it will bring me real close, I think. And it will be more work that I will have done on the frame. Because I feel sometimes like the frame is what keeps me from like, if the frame were done, every month I would just have to worry about popping in the little character in the block. And it's not my favorite piece to stitch on. I'm stitching it out of love for my daughter. So anything to make it easier. And then if I get it finished, I will start. This was a kit that I received from Mary, HRH Stitcher, in the box she sent me. It was like I forget, Mary, what the giveaway was for, but it was a giveaway and I got the box and this came in there and it's a little Mill Hill kit and it's actually, sorry for the glare. It's very, very cute. It's got all the things that you need. I'm already starting a fall one, so if I don't get to start this one, I don't get to start this one. I'm hoping I do, but if I don't, I don't. Just like if I don't get the Animal Crossing frame finished, any work on it is better than none. It's kind of how I'm feeling about it. Oh my gosh, I thought that this video was going to take 3 years because I had all those things to show. But then I thought to myself as I was filming and talking to you that I don't need to give you every detail for every project because you're going to be seeing them every week. Okay, what are your plans for May? Are you doing anything special? Are you doing Mania? Are you doing something like Mania but with different, like a special tweak? You want to do Motivated May with me? It's a lot of fun. Gets you some finishes or whatever your goal is. Also plan-wise, Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff should be picking May's WIPGO numbers for next month tomorrow. Usually they come out on the 27th. And I've somehow got to incorporate that into May as well. Although, so here's the thing as I'm thinking about this. If I finish summer, that's one of my WIPGO goals. So I can just move things around a little bit. And if I finish Personal is Political, that is also one of my WIPGO goals. So I will, if I meet those goals, I will have completed 2 WIPGO goals. And if those aren't the numbers that are called, that's fine. I'll rework it. It'll all work out in the end. I think that's it for me. I think I've talked about everything I've needed to talk about. Oh, shoot. I probably should have done this at the beginning. Somebody asked me last video, I think her name was Mary, but I could be wrong. If you've made it this far and it was your comment, awesome. I'm going to answer it. By the way, I don't think I responded to more than like 5 comments last week. And first I wasn't feeling well from the shot. And then it was a crazy week for us. I'm kind of getting back into life updates. I had my son's birthday, and then we had a new listing hit the market, and it has just been crazy, like just wild. The market is wild. So yeah, I did not have a lot of time for comment answering, but somebody asked me why I have so many WIPs. And I think that's a relative thing. For me, this feels like an okay amount. And I know I have like a quarter of the amount of WIPs as other people. And I know I've mentioned this before. I used to be a monogamous stitcher, and I got a lot less finishes done. And when I realized that I could stitch on more than one thing at one time, I find that I stitch more, because when I get bored, I just move on to a different project instead of, I don't know, picking up a book or playing a computer game or whatever. So I feel like for me, the sweet spot for the amount of projects I have going at a time is somewhere between 10 and 20. It doesn't feel overwhelming at that number for me. I know for some people it will. And for other people, between 10 and 20 projects feels like nothing. For me, it feels perfect, and it allows me to always have something interesting to work on that I don't get bored of. And yeah, last year I had, I don't know, 12 to 15 finishes. I don't remember off the top of my head now. But if it had been a monogamous year, like I used to stitch, I might have had 2 or 3. So yeah, but that's just how I like to stitch. You can stitch however you want. Okay, I think that's definitely it for me now. I'm sure I'm forgetting like 5 things that I meant to tell you, and I'll catch you next week with them. All right, so stay safe, everyone. Have a great week. Get a lot of stitching in. And for those of you who are Hawk-Run Hollowing with me on Saturday, can't wait to see your faces. Look for the email on Friday. The email with the link for the Stitch Together. If you do not have one and you think you should by Friday night, shoot me an email or reach out to me on Instagram. Both of those things are down in the description box below, and I will get that figured out for you. Okay? All right. Bye, everyone. See ya.